RFK Jr. not holding back in terms of how he viewed the CIA. RFK Jr. sees overwhelming evidence CIA involved in JFK assassination, and he did a lot of great interviews talking about this. And I view the CIA as a rogue agency. So I actually want to pass it to David first. What is your assessment of RFK's claim here? I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'm going to ask it in a neutral way. Do you think RFK Jr. is off base, or do you think he's correct in potentially blaming the CIA for the death of JFK?
Well, thank you, Nick, for asking that question. Thank you for having me and Aaron on tonight. I think Bobby got this information from JFK researchers like me. Frankly, 20 years ago, I talked to Bobby for the first time about the assassination of his uncle, Robert Kennedy, and uncle, JFK. And he didn't want to go there at the time. But I believe Bobby put in the research, put in the time, put in the reading that was necessary to find out who killed his uncle and father. And he's right on the mark. I don't think he's ever said the CIA as an institution killed his uncle or his father, but certainly members of the CIA did conspire to kill them. And in fact, I believe the thesis of my book, The Devil's Chessboard, is that Allen Dulles, who was head of the CIA, got fired by Kennedy, President Kennedy, in 1961 because the disastrous invasion of Cuba that was organized by the CIA at the Bay of Pigs, he was fired. He, I think, continued to essentially operate as head of the CIA after Kennedy fired him against the will of the president, and conspired to bring home his killing team, led by Bill Harvey, a CIA agent, who had overthrown the governments of Guatemala, the CIA, and Iran, other places in the world, and essentially brought home this killing team to Dallas to kill President Kennedy in November 1963.
Yeah, Aaron, do you have any reaction? What are your thoughts on RFK's recent comments? Anything you want to add before I move on?
When RFK says it's beyond a shadow of a doubt that elements of the CIA were involved in Dallas, then I think he's on point, because I've read a lot of different books about the subject, and it really is obvious. Now, if you want to say is it the CIA or whatever, it really requires us to have a deeper understanding of what the CIA is. It's not as if there's this American government that everything is good, and then the CIA is somehow doing the bad things and is the problem. It's that the CIA is the secret police of the establishment that was created in order to have a secret police for the imperial project that they had planned in World War II, to be able to run the world and say you're a democracy and that you believe in the rule of law. But if you need to get rid of people and you can't get rid of them through democratic means, you might want to, have them get whacked by someone, and then you need to have a agency that can do those things and come up with cover stories and create propaganda and so on. So you can have top-down rule and imperialism while pretending to be a democracy. It gets to the point that democracy is largely, in CIA terms, like a cover story for what America is. It's an empire, and the CIA. So what RFK really could say, RFK Jr. could say, is the empire killed my father, the empire killed my uncle, and I'm running to end the empire. He is basically saying all these things, and it's a really powerful thing, because it's hard politicians, we don't think politicians are sincere. We don't believe politicians most of the time. We wonder why they enter politics. I've never seen a case where something was so important in terms of the issue of the American empire. It's the most important. And RFK is running, and I don't see any reason to believe that he is insincere about really wanting to end the empire, because the empire, not only is it a disaster for the world, and it's unsustainable, the U.S. can't keep it going even if it doesn't want to, but the empire personally killed his father and uncle. It's a very compelling storyline in U.S. politics, and it's a real thing. It's our real history, and they try to hide our real history from us. But RFK is bringing it right out there, and as a result, he is getting all kinds of flack, because he's really going right at the heart of the illegitimate apex of power of this empire.